NBA action here on 2K Sports. The NBA season just getting rolling. It's the...
Welcome aboard, everybody. This is Wednesday Night Basketball of the NBA on 2K Sports. Kevin Harlan here along with Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr. The starting five. This is our lineup brought to you by State Farm. And as we break down the game, let's take a look here at Steve Nash.
Well, of course, anytime you talk about Nash, his outstanding court vision and creative passing is the first thing that comes to mind. But, of course, he's also one of the best shooters the game has ever seen.
Steve, you mentioned the creativity he brings. Despite the flair, he's really quite fundamentally sound. He's excellent with his decision-making and understanding of how to create scoring opportunities for him and his team.
So for the Lakers, their last game a win against the Jazz in Utah. Guys, kind of a battle there. They pulled out a 4-point win, though.
And no question, the three-point shot was the difference in that game, fellas. Their percentage from downtown was outstanding.
Yeah, I know that's something you can appreciate, and it makes you smile, doesn't it, Steve? It's one of the better team performances you're going to see from beyond the arc.
Well, that's my game, Clark. You know that.
Getting wins on the road is always tough for any team in the NBA, even a tough and tested team like the Hawks, and they had to fight for every road win they got last year.
This all no good. Here's the Hawks with the ball. They come into this one following a loss to the Thunder.
Well, they heaved up a lot of ill-advised three-pointers in that loss. Guys, they were way too trigger-happy from downtown.
Yeah, and that's not the area on the court where you want to be forcing shots from. Heck, you were a great three-point shooter, and you know that, Steve.
Yeah, it comes and goes, but you can't just rely on that when things aren't going your way.
Hawks ended up with a road record of 17-16 under Coach Larry Drew, and it seemed like they played well, but just couldn't close out games, Steve, in particular in hostile environments.
Yeah, but still, Kevin, I mean, when you look at the numbers, finishing above 500 on the road is good, and that's why the Hawks were a solid playoff team, and that's why they gave Boston a lot of trouble in that playoff series.
Here comes Devin Harris. We'll go to Doris Burke, who spoke with head coach Larry Drew.
They are going up against arguably the toughest center the NBA has to offer in Dwight Howard. One problem that Howard poses is his ability to send shots away on the defensive end. He told his players to be fearless and not think twice about taking shots, saying, "A lot of the D Howard plays is mental. He just has shooters second-guessing. He might have them third-guessing, guys."
Thank you, Doris.
You know, I heard an interview with Kobe. They asked him when he knew he was special at basketball. And he said he scored 60 points in a game back when he was 6 years old. 60.
Here is Williams, following the basket by Kobe Bryant. Williams with the ball, picked up by World Peace. Williams kicks to Harris. They get it back. Johnson. And that's the devastating one-handed jam.
You know, once he corralled that rebound, he was in just the right spot to power it back down.
And you could see it coming too, couldn't you?
Yeah, I mean, there's no way that was going to be a simple little putback. He saw the angle and he gave it a little something extra.
And Steve, Kobe obsessive about the game at a young age. Even at 6 years of age, he was already focused on developing his left hand. You know, his dad played in the NBA for such a long time, guided him along, grew up basically in Italy where his dad was coaching pro basketball. Clark, he was exposed to so much that obviously from a very early age he was very focused.
Well, Joe Jellybean Bryant, his dad, who played a long time in the NBA, 9+ years, and then another 7 in Europe or so. So he's been around the game and has grown up in what has been the family business for Kobe.
Lakers leading by 6. And World Peace kicks to Kobe. Bangs home the trifecta. Kobe's got 11.
Yeah, he's so focused, so concentrated with his effort, and it takes a great defender to bother him. And even then, when you contest the shot, he still has a knack for making them.
And another one of his great qualities is his clutch play at winning time. I mean, he loves those big moments and always seems to come through for him. Not his best quarter. I mean, the shots just haven't fallen for him. You know, not a lot of people knew what to make of the Lakers last season. I mean, first year with Mike Brown as the head coach, an aging group, a maturing group, if you will. But they showed they still have that Laker magic at times.
And the Hawks with a completely new group on the floor. Here's Korver. Atlanta again, missing.
Boy, there was no hand in his face right there. I thought for sure he was going to knock that down.
Kobe, no luck. Back to the Lakers. They struggled at times, but by the end of the season, Steve, they looked just as good as any team in contention for the title.
Well, you knew that, it was going to take some time with the new coach as they put everything together. But defensively, that team was really good all season long. Offensively, they had their growing pains, but by the end of the year, I thought they kicked it into gear pretty well.
They built a big lead here early, both defensively and offensively. They've been terrific right from the tip.
There's 42 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Here's Korver, and Gasol sends it back. Nash with it. Goes up against Pachulia.
You see the defenders get out of his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the bucket, but not that time.
Teague with the ball. Gasol covering. Teague kicks to Pachulia. That's good, and so Teague with the assist. Pachulia's got his first points of the night. Lakers leading by 9. And here's Kobe for 3. Good on the shot.
Well, I'll tell you what, they are dialed in offensively, guys. I think they look really well prepared for this game.
And they've rode that early hot streak to a big lead here in the first.
Pachulia, good.
No mistakes on the offensive execution there.
Nash outside. Can't get it to go. And an overpowering first quarter effort. Already a double-digit advantage. Lakers lead by 10. And we'll get things. And welcome back. It's been all one-sided so far through the first quarter as the second quarter gets underway. And from what we've seen so far from the Lakers, guys, what are your thoughts?
And I'm just so impressed with the long-range shooting. They have really lit it up from outside.
Yeah, the sharp shooting from deep, a big part of their lead, and they're playing with confidence and shooting it well.
This is how the floor looks for the Hawks starting the second quarter. Morrow at small forward with Smith at the 4. Lewis Williams out there with Devin Harris, and it's Petro in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Kicks to Morrow. Beyond the arc. That's good. Morrow's got the opening field goal of the second quarter for the Hawks.
That's all the space he needs, guys. He'll make you pay every time if you give him that shot. Well, so much talk about the Joe Johnson deal being moved to Brooklyn and what he's going to bring to that Nets ball club. I thought one of the underrated parts of the deal was Anthony Morrow ending up in Atlanta. Morrow, one of the best shooters in the NBA. He'll have a chance to shine with the Hawks, and with all the talent they have on this roster, he could be a real force for them.
And Doris Burke has a report for us from the sideline.
Well, guys, I think it's accurate to call the Dwight Howard situation a saga, and it has, at least for the moment, calmed down. A trade to the Los Angeles Lakers has now thrust them squarely into the championship picture. First, the acquisition of star point guard Steve Nash, and now the best center in the league. The tough Western Conference just got tougher. Kevin?
The story of the offseason, no question. Thank you, Doris.
Steve, going back to Morrow and that trade, he might not be the big name Joe Johnson is, but he can shoot the lights out of the basketball. And should really help spread the floor a little for his fellow Atlanta Hawks.
Easy call there.
No question about that. You can hear the impact from where I am.
It doesn't really matter if you've got a ton of speed if you can't finish anything in the rim, but that isn't a problem for Lewis Williams. He can blow by you, but then he can take the contact and finish and get a lot of three-point play opportunities.
Yeah, he's custom-made to provide instant offense too, Steve. I mean, he's fast and can score in a hurry, doesn't need a lot of time, really doesn't need a lot of shots because he can hit you with the three and he can get to the foul line as well.
They can't seem to stop anybody inside.
They got to know that if they don't make life tougher in the paint, their opponent is just going to keep going there. I mean, it's not like they'll get tired of all these in-close opportunities.
So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles. And this matchup with the Hawks is their first meeting of the season.
Well, they were the better team when these two teams got together a year ago, no question. Sweeping the season series 2-0.
Looking at who's out there now for the Lakers. Antoine Jameson's checked in for Barnes. Gasol comes in for Devin Ebers. And it's Nash in for Darius Morris. And a switch here also for Atlanta. Kyle Korver, he's checked in for Anthony Morrow. And he recovers it. Howard with the steal. Launches a three, and there's Kobe. That's good on the assist by Howard. And that's now 21 points for Kobe Bryant. It makes you wonder how the standings might look if some of these teams actually change conferences.
Well, Kevin, I think it'd be a whole new world, a totally different world, a whole new set of matchups, but at least everybody gets a couple of games a year to check everybody else out up close.
Here's what Atlanta's going with right now. Williams, he's checked in for Pachulia. Jenkins comes in for Lou Williams. And it's Stevenson in for Jeff Teague. And the foul called on Pau Gasol. That's foul number 2 for him. Two minutes now played in the second quarter. Jenkins dishes to Smith. The Hawks again can't hit.
The defense got away with one there. I mean, usually he'll hurt you if you give him that kind of a shot.
You know, guys, I think what makes Steve Nash amazing is we know he's one of the great passers in the history of the NBA. He might be the best shooter of all time. When you look at the numbers, that would be the case. And you don't normally say that about a guy who's a pure point guard.
Here's Kobe. Out of bounds, Atlanta takes possession.
Now let's take a look back to last year and the season Dwight Howard had. First in rebounding, second in field goal percentage, and he was a defensive presence in the paint, ranked number 3 in the league in blocked shots.
And Steve, let's go back to his #1 ranking in rebounding. I mean, the top rebounder, that tells you just how good he was at not only rebounding, but he had to get in position, reading and reacting to miss shots.
And one thing I think that bears emphasizing with Steve Nash is what a force he is offensively. You know, Clark, sometimes we get locked into just scoring, but Nash, between his shooting and his passing...
High wire flying out there.
That'll drop your jaw.
I know exactly what that was. That was a throwdown.
And how? Stand aside when this man's coming through.
I like it.
That's all you can do. Really, no stopping him when he gets that angle.
And that last replay, courtesy of Sprite.
Way too much time and space on that three. He'll make that one all the time.
Well, it's a warm-up jumper, Steve, the kind that you can knock down still to this day. And you're one of the best all-time three-pointers we've had in the NBA. But you've got to at least run at a guy and try to challenge and distract his shot.
And the Hawks making a change here. Joan Petro, he's checked in for Williams. Morrow comes in for Kyle Korver. Lou Williams is checked in for Jenkins. Devin Harris subbed in for Deshaun Stevenson.
Staples Center was just an unwelcoming venue all around last season, and the Lakers did their part by defending the home court not only with pride, but passion too.
Here are the top distributors from last season. These guys always seem to find the open man. Second, Steve Nash.
And they made their teammates better too because they're willing to give the ball up. They're interested in getting other people's shots and did it in spectacular fashion too.
That drops. Nash has got 9 points now in the quarter.
They need to get somebody on him. They got to cover him like a blanket. He's killing them from outside this period. Hitting his third of the second quarter there.
Lakers always tough, as you mentioned, Clark, here at home. And last year, no different. Ended up 26-7 here inside the Staples Center. It was a big part, Steve, of why they were able to win the Pacific Division.
Well, any team that is a serious championship contender, Kevin, is going to control its home floor. And the Lakers, despite the fact that they lost in the conference semifinals, they were a contender, and they controlled their home floor pretty much all season long.
The prayer from beyond half court is off the mark.
And a chance to go for the 2-for-1.
Well, we'll see if they can do that.
The 3 from Morrow. Second chance shot. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up. The Hawks shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
Well, last year collectively, I mean, this team shot 74% from the free throw line. Pretty low number.
Yeah, as a group, really a dismal year for them from the line last season, guys.
Now, some nice work in this quarter, finally being aggressive and getting to the free throw line.
And trying to battle back, that's the way to go. I mean, you take your opponent out of their rhythm, and then you extend the game.
Outside Teague. The feed to Pachulia. Fires from 14. They get it again. Williams. Johnson outside. He kicks it to Teague. Another shot, and the basket by Morrow. Morrow's got 11 points. Out of bounds, Atlanta will take possession. And so that's the end of the first half. Lakers on top. They're up by 6.
Now, presented by Sprint.
And everything is in place and ready to go on the half. Out in Oklahoma City.
Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far. You look at Kobe Bryant in this game, I mean, he has been everywhere.
Yeah, he's done a great job of finding the soft spots in that defense.
Oh, are you kidding me? That was a power punch right there.
Oh, great.
He's a bit short for the power forward spot, but his great leaping ability more than makes up for it.
And the highlight reel replay, brought to you by Sprite. Good stuff.
And I'm not sure anybody had a more difficult job than Mike Brown last year. Obviously a big market with stars on its roster, but more importantly, replacing a legend and trying to change the offensive system. Remember, the Lakers ran the triangle for about a decade. Yeah, no question that Morrow is a natural shooter, whether it's coming off a pick or just floating out beyond the arc and spotting up. He is just amazing at knocking down long-range shots.
There is just no need to warm up with Morrow. It's like as soon as he steps on the floor and he flips on the switch, he's ready to go. He can heat up in an instant like that.
You know, even from here, you could see that one pretty clearly.
Yep, pretty obvious. And a good call by the official.
And Mike Brown changing that offensive system. Triangle, kind of an equal opportunity offense in a system where everyone touches the ball. But in Coach Brown's system, Steve, much more responsibility really put on the point guard.
And that's why I think the addition of Steve Nash will help so much with Kevin. Nash is used to having the ball in his hands all the time, directing traffic, really creating plays. And so the Lakers will be able to rely on Nash to set the table. I thought a season ago they were really struggling offensively as a team, trying to figure out where they were going to score and how they were going to attack defenses.
It's Gasol with the drive. Nash. No luck. And Atlanta will go the other way with it. Their next game is at New Orleans Arena in New Orleans for a game against the Hornets. And that will conclude a 4-game road trip.
Yeah, I'll be looking forward to seeing how that New Orleans game turns out for sure. Well, Dwight Howard, a multi-year winner of the Defensive Player of the Year award, is such a huge factor, literally and figuratively, at that end of the floor. Takes up a ton of space, and he's so rangy with his athleticism. Covers so much ground.
Gasol with it. Now Smith defending. Feeds to Howard. Outside world peace. Shoots the 3. Rebound Atlanta. Johnson's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Talk about Howard's ability to cover ground. At his size, Clark, has there ever been a player more athletic, or even has it?
Perhaps not when you factor in leaping ability, quickness, strength, all of those things. Others have him edged in 1 or 2 of those areas, but the total aggregate it's going to be hard to find anybody that surpasses Dwight.
Looking at who's out there now for the Hawks. Pachulia comes in for Ivan Johnson. And it's Teague in for Devin Harris. Here's Morrow. And that one's good. Morrow's got 4 points this quarter.
No question about it, guys. He's been one of their best performers today.
Nash outside. Nash with another miss.
Right now, he's in a bit of a funk. I'd look for them to look at other options on offense.
Williams passes to Morrow. The shot by Williams, no good.
But one of the things Atlanta really wanted to add last season under Larry Drew was a more up-tempo look. And you can see why when you look at their roster. They've got some very athletic players, especially in their starting lineup.
Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter. Kobe kicks to Gasol. Knocked loose and stolen by Jeff Teague. Here's Smith. Dishes it down to finish the break.
Well, after trailing for so long, they are knocking on the door here.
Well, with this great stretch, Steve, it just seems to be a matter of time before they actually take the lead.
So many guys, as you said, Steve, with a blend of size and speed and incredible athleticism. It just made sense, I think, for them. And Coach Larry Drew, Clark, to get him up and down the floor, run him baseline to baseline, get a speed game going.
Well, Kevin, it's easy when you have players like they do to play an up-tempo game. I mean, that's a good fit for that team, a good style for that team. I look at Atlanta, and every player can not only get up and down, but can finish at the rim through contact. They're an excellent team in transition, and that's playing to their strengths when they can play in the open court.
Out to Kobe from the arc, and the shot is good. Kobe's got 9 points now in the quarter.
That's 9 straight points coming off 3 three-pointers. The defense just getting shelled.
Steve, the threes are killing them. I think they've got to find a way to chase them off the three-point line.
They grabbed their own miss. Pachulia, no luck. Lakers leading by 6.
Question is, do they go 2 for 1 here?
Can they get a good shot in time? That's the question.
It's 12 straight points coming off three-pointers. I mean, somebody do something defensively.
Well, I agree with you. I mean, who's going to step up? They're rolling out there now, so you got to get in their chest, make them uncomfortable, and try to deny those looks.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Steve Nash. That's foul number 2 for him. Williams against World Peace. Clock at 6. Blake with the steal. And it's the Lakers on the break. Can't get it to go. Here's Jenkins. The shot no good. And offensively, a great show for the fans through the first 3 quarters. It's been a fun game to watch.
This Friday,
Fourth quarter getting going here. It's time for the Sprite Uncontainable Game. Doris Burke with the report. Hi, Doris.
Thanks, Kevin. Today, it's the Lakers coming away with the uncontainable game. Some games a team can catch all the breaks, and they have made the most of everything that's been given to them. Great effort so far, guys.
All right, Doris, thanks. On the court right now for the Hawks. They've got Ivan Johnson. Kyle Korver is out there with Smith. Then it's Stevenson. And it's Harris in at the 1 spot. The Hawks trail by 9. He dishes it to Johnson. And good coming on the assist from Devin Harris. Johnson's got the first field goal of the fourth quarter here for the Hawks. Out of bounds, Atlanta takes possession. Here's a look at the schedule for the Los Angeles Lakers. Their next game is at New Orleans Arena in New Orleans for a game against the Hornets. That'll be the first half of a 2-game trip. And the Lakers with some changes. Dwight Howard, he's checked in for Hill. World Peace comes in for Devin Ebanks. And it's Nash in for Jody Meeks. Then for the Hawks, Anthony Morrow's checked in for Korver. And it's Teague in for Deshaun Stevenson.
You know, with the way they've dominated the glass so far, I'm a little surprised it's still a close game.
Yeah, you've got to take advantage. I mean, you're getting extra possessions, but you're not knocking down shots.
Sweet finish there, showing you some major strength and the ability to sky.
I rode that elevator right to the top floor.
Explosive hops. I'll tell you what, he can really catch you off guard.
A nice shot by Teague. And that ties it up.
And the pace has really ramped up in the second half.
Steve, I like the re-energized effort here. I mean, it's been a battle.
All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear what Mike Brown was saying to his team. We can't let up now. If we stay and make a few plays, we'll be right back in it. His message was clear. Stay the course, Kevin.
All right, Doris. And the Hawks making a change here. Williams is checked in. And the basket by Morrow.
That's his second three-pointer of the half and his third overall.
Here's Nash. Rebound by Williams. Williams has got his 5th rebound in this one.
That's what he does. Attack the heart of the defense and get straight to the rim.
Last quarter of play, about 2 minutes in now. There's Nash with the 3. Howard kicks to Nash from deep. And that comes off the assist by Dwight Howard. Howard's got his 3rd assist on the night.
What a half they're having from beyond the arc. It's getting ridiculous.
And there's no reason they shouldn't keep attacking from out there. I mean, they've got it going on in a big way now.
And he knocks down the first one. And he can't hit the second.
I'm sure he feels like they should have the lead right now, but that miss will keep it all tied up.
Wasted no time on that one. And the Lakers lead by 3.
6 points in short order. 2 straight from deep. That's what can happen with that 3-ball.
Yep, they got it going. Nice, clean looks.
Atlanta calls timeout.
They've been committing a lot of turnovers, and I imagine that's exactly what they're talking about right now. They need to tighten it up.
Some changes for the Lakers. Antoine Jameson's checked in for Barnes. Gasol comes in for Metta World Peace. And Kobe is subbed in for Steve Blake. Harris dishes to Williams. Basket is good. The assist from Harris. Harris has got 6 assists in the game.
Well, you look at the statistics, the mid-range jumper has the least payoff of any shot, but they've made the most of their chances here.
Yeah, defenses don't want to give up layups or open threes, so they force you into that tough mid-range area, but they're doing a good job of knocking them down right now.
Outside Williams. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. The pass to Morrow. Back to Smith. Steve Nash with the rebound.
And the defense got away with a major lapse there.
Smith. Basket is good. The assist from Harris. Harris has got his 7th assist here tonight. And here's Nash outside, and that one's good. Nash has got 12 points in just the second half.
When you're hot, you're hot. This is unbelievable.
Harris kicks to Smith. Over to Saul. They get the rebound. Rejected by Howard. And here's Kobe from the arc. Good, and the assist goes to Nash. Nash has got 3 assists now in this one. Atlanta calls timeout. They trail by 8. 1:31 left in the fourth quarter. .131 left in the game. And Antoine Jameson picks up the foul. That's his first foul. Harris passes to Williams. Over Gasol. Some solid defense from Gasol. Here are the Lakers with the ball. They're on a 15-5 run here. A shot by Howard. Atlanta with the rebound. Morrow's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Running out of time. Here's Johnson. And the rebound goes to Nash.
That's a shot that he sometimes struggles with, but you can't fault him for taking it when the defense backs off like that. Slick play right there. He's so resourceful with the ball in his hands.
Harris outside.
That's number 4 on him, and he's got to start being aware of how close he is to 6. I mean, he's got one more foul before being DQ'd, that is.
And Harris drops them both. 54 seconds left in the fourth quarter. This is to Howard. Easy shot. Good, and the assist goes to Nash. And the Lakers lead by 10.
Well, they are not exactly taking their foot off the gas just yet.
No, they want to throw a little bit of whipped cream and some cherry on top of this one.
Morrow dishes to Smith. Passes it to Johnson. Harris outside. Morrow defended by Gasol. Morrow kicks to Johnson. Using his post moves to get the 2 points.
And defensively, you want to keep the ball as far away from the hoop as possible.
Yeah, because he's too good inside, Steve. I mean, he'll make you pay every time in there.
I think we can chalk this one up. The goal now is just to run some time.
Yeah, I think it's time to get the bus started now, boys.
And here's Kobe from the arc. That's good. They got on this roll a while ago, and they just haven't looked back.
And this one's pretty much wrapped up.
And they know it. I mean, took care of business. Chalk it up as a W, Steve. Well, I tell you, that was double duty right there. He influenced the shot and then got back and cleaned the glass.
And so it's the Lakers taking care of business here. Some days, Clark, everything goes right for a team, and they just had one of those